with 152 yards and a 9.5 yards per carry average. Beyond that, though, Paul J., he plays hard. He shows true leadership. He was selected as one of the captains as a junior heading into the season. First team All Mountain West recognition is well deserved for him.
Yeah, it is, and what a great character he is. He announced after the win at Wyoming last week that he was coming back for next year, and I think the entire Bronco Nation breathed a huge sigh of relief. Definitely offensively, people got on the players of the year, etc. First and second team. He was the only first teamer named on offense in the all-conference team. And I tell you what, he's probably the only one that deserved it because he has carried the Boise State offense this year.
Yeah, Bachmeier missed a couple of games, and there were other really good quarterbacks around the league this year. And you never write those pronouncements that are made during the season in stone as far as coming back or not coming back. But I would say it's an encouraging sign. Leo Shakir says at least for now that he'll be back next year. Bachmeier's been solid when he's been available, and now that's 3 games in a row, and he's been very good. George Lonnie injured again last week. I'd be surprised if he goes today, but you never know. Boise State defense did its job against a one-dimensional team last week in Wyoming. They won't have that luxury, though, against San Jose State because I think they're balanced. The passing game gets a lot of the attention, but as we saw against Nevada, they're capable of making big plays in the run game as well. So there's some balance there. And I think the other thing to look at for Boise State is now would be an ideal time to create some turnovers. They've only forced 3 all year, and 2 of them were interceptions essentially on the last play of a game, so they didn't factor into the outcome of the game. So today would be a good day to start.
Yeah, it would be. And the running game for San Jose, they averaged 90 yards a game the first 3 games. In their last 3 games, they have averaged over 200 yards a game. So they're coming around on the running side of it. And you're right, Utah State, Wyoming, last play of the game, the Broncos get 2 of their 3 interceptions.
All right, so hardware, championship hardware, and a berth in the Arizona Bowl awaiting the winner, loser of today's game, and their bowl situation to be determined. We'll know at some point in time tomorrow. But first things first, the Mountain West Conference Championship game, a 2:40 Mountain Time kick today for the Spartans of San Jose State and the Broncos of Boise State. Television-wise, the game's on Big Fox with Tim Brando and Petros Papadakis. And, of course, radio-wise, Pete Kavanagh and Bob Beeler have the call. We'll check in with both of them as we roll along here on the Bronco Tailgate Show. Alongside Paul J. Schneider, I'm Dave Harbison, and you're listening to the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield IMG College.
Great news, Albertson shoppers! Albertson, Chevron, and Texaco want to help you save at the pump. Shop at Albertsons to earn gas reward points, and then save up to $1 per gallon at participating Chevron, Texaco, and Albertsons gas stations. Download the Albertsons app today to get started. Maximum gas reward at participating Chevron, Texaco, and Albertsons gas stations is $1 per gallon and a single fill up to 25 gallons. Other restrictions and exclusions apply. See full program details in the Albertsons mobile app or website at albertsons.com/rewards.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires. Well, more like Les Schwab alignment and brakes and shocks and wheels and tires. Now, some tire places don't offer all that. They only sell tires. And we're not sure how they sleep at night, because all those services affect things like steering and stopping. That's why we offer more than tires to help keep you safe. Stop by or book an appointment at LesSchwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Geico presents Left Brain versus Right Brain.
You know, we should switch to Geico.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, buddy.
We could save hundreds of dollars a year on car insurance.
Ooh, with that kind of scratch, we can get the band back together for our reunion tour.
Hey, we were never in a band. B. Glenn let us play the tambourine on stage one time. And C. We will, however, put that savings towards a new interview suit.
Look what I found. Still got it.
Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Getting a flu shot doesn't just help prevent you from getting the flu. It helps protect the people around you. This year, it's more important than ever to take the simple steps to help protect your friends and family, especially those who are unable to be vaccinated. The flu shot is safe and effective. Contact your healthcare provider or local pharmacy for appointment or walk-in vaccination availability. Most insurance plans cover the flu shot. crew. Get your flu shot today. Brought to you by the Idaho Immunization Program.
The voice of the Broncos is News Talk 670 KVOI.
Welcome back to the Bronco Tailgate Show. Dave Harbison and Paula J. Schneider on a championship weekend around college football. It's quite an accomplishment to get to this point, I think, given the COVID circumstances. And there have been a lot of ups and downs, twists and turns all along the way, Paul J. But yeah, we did make it to championship weekend, and 3 of those games were played last night. In Conference USA, UAB beats Marshall 22-13 for their second conference crown in 3 years. You talk about San Jose State's redemption story. How about UAB? The program was disbanded half a dozen years ago.
Yeah, they actually did. They had a couple of hurricanes and a couple of bad years playing football and a deficit in the athletic department, so they dropped football, and they have come back with a vengeance. I thought they looked really good last night.
Mid-American Conference, Buffalo's undefeated season comes to an end. They fall to Ball State 38-28. Buffalo had some key mistakes down the stretch, a couple of drop passes, and they took a sack. And their unbeaten season comes to an end, which means, presumably, Ball State to the Arizona Bowl to take on the winner of Boise State and San Jose State.
So if the Broncos win, it'll be BSU against BSU.
Good point. And in the Pac-12 last night, Oregon knocks out number 13 USC 31-24. Terrific job, I thought, by Andy Avalos and that Oregon defense, creating 4 turnovers.
Yeah, and going into the weekend, 8 undefeated teams. 2 of them played yesterday, as you just mentioned. Both lost. Buffalo in Southern California, they lost. Coastal Carolina's game today was canceled. All the rest of them are playing, and the only one on the field right now is Ohio State, and they're getting beat.
Well, yeah, Oklahoma State and Iowa State in the Big 12 also. But yeah, Coastal Carolina and Louisiana in the Sun Belt canceled because of COVID. That's a tough blow for Coastal Carolina, unbeaten on the season, ranked 12 in the college football playoff rankings. I saw at least one of the bowl projectors having a Coastal Carolina Boise State matchup in a bowl game. I don't remember the exact details of it. That would be really interesting. And then the 2 that are in progress right now, as you mentioned, at halftime, 4th-ranked Ohio State, everything to lose and not a whole lot to gain, but Northwestern taking it to them. It's 10-6 Northwestern, so I don't know if that's taking it to them or not, but a lot of people thought this game would be well over by halftime. But right before the game, we found out the Buckeyes were playing with 22 players being held out because of COVID positive tests or contact tracing. 14 of them scholarship players, including their all-conference wide receiver Chris Olave. And quite frankly, the Buckeyes have looked a little off in the first half of this game.
Yeah, they have. Well, my point with the whole thing is no undefeated team has won yet this weekend.
Yeah,
Are you listening, San Jose?
Correct. And in the Big 12 championship game, it's number 10, Oklahoma leading number 6, Iowa State, 24-7. They're also at half. We'll take a look at some of the other games in progress and those still to be played coming up tonight. First, we welcome in from the Boise State basketball team, Derek Alston, one of the stars of that team, obviously, as they get ready for action coming up in the Mountain West Conference. Derek, thanks for jumping on with us. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me.
Sure. Derek, you returned for your senior season this year after originally declaring for the NBA draft. Obviously, talk about what's transpired in this season so far and what's ahead. But first of all, that decision for you, how much of that was based on the uncertainty of COVID, and how much of that was because you felt like you had maybe some unfinished business here with the Broncos?
Yeah, I think definitely got all the events that have happened played a role within it, but I knew what I wanted to get out of the process was just being able to get in front of teams and just talk to teams to kind of see where my standings at, things like that, and things I need to improve on and work on, and just kind of after all the information we gathered, me and my family just thought that the best decision was to come back to school, and it was a perfect and great decision for myself just to be able to, like I said, sort of my legacy to finish on my senior year and my time at Boise State the right way.
Averaging 15.2 points per game this season as the Broncos are off to a 4-1 start. The only loss early in the season at Houston, which is a nationally ranked team, and a big win at BYU, a BYU team that coincidentally knocked off San Diego State last night. So that win will look better and better as the season goes along. I know that we're only 5 games in, and you're still trying to fit all these parts and pieces together. There are a couple of transfers that may or may not be eligible at some point, and you've had Shaver out with injuries or that kind of thing, and you're trying to work in a couple of other transfers. How are the pieces fitting together so far?
Yeah, I've definitely got a lot of moving parts, but I think just we were really taking advantage of the time we've had together with our practice time and things like that. And I think you're going to see it game by game. Our chemistry is just getting a lot better, and really just every practice is just getting more in sync and more in tune. So I think guys are really buying into the system, and it's working really well. And I think our commitment to the defensive end has really just kind of really sparked our team for sure.
Got a couple of conference games coming up next week against the University of New Mexico, another team who has had a bunch of games canceled as you have, but they're undefeated on the season at 3-0. What do you expect to see from New Mexico?
It's a conference game, conference opener, so it's going to be a highly competitive game. Mexico's a very athletic team, very well-coached team, so it's going to be an exciting matchup, and we're all kind of adjusting to this new format with kind of the back-to-back in a sense, playing on one day, get a day rest, and then playing the game. So it'll be exciting for us to open up conference play against them.
Now those games scheduled for Monday and Wednesday at Extra Mile Arena as the Mountain West play gets underway. Derek Alston, the Broncos standout, is with us here on the Bronco Tailgate Show in advance of the football championship game against San Jose State. Derek, what about, let's go back to this idea of trying to fit everybody together. Abu Kijab's a guy that played the second half of last season, but now first full season. And then the newcomers, Armas and Acock. And how are they fitting in? What have you seen from some of the new teammates that you're working with this year?
They fit in really well. I think those guys really add just a lot of versatility and length to our team. I think we were just missing the last couple of years. They definitely, like I said, on the defensive end are a lot of help for us. And just being able to stay in front of guys and their length really bothers teams and bothers guys as well. And then offensively, they're super skilled, can shoot, pass it, drive it. So they definitely been a great addition for us for sure.
You got a lot of length this year. You're taller than you have been, and you have more people who can score instead of just a couple like you had in previous years. Does this make it easier on you?
No, 100%. It just kind of allows me to focus on just being the best possible player out there, which is, just being versatile and doing different things like that. It's not, all the pressure's on me to go out there and score for us to win. I can go out there and just play my game, play my style of basketball, and we've been really successful doing that so far.
One of the key departures from last year's team was Justinian Jessup, who was drafted by the Golden State Warriors in the second round and is currently playing in Australia and doing some nice things. So a two-part question for you, Derek. Are you keeping in touch with Justinian at all? And then the second part is, how do you replace that deadly three-point shooting for this year's team?
Yeah, me and Justinian still kept in touch a lot, especially through kind of this process as well. Both being in the draft process, obviously, and staying in and me, answering it. But definitely we're keeping in touch, especially him in Australia. We were in quarantine for a couple of weeks, so it's definitely been good just to see him, over there in Australia playing and playing really well. So I'm very happy for him. And yeah, I think just to replace me like very hard, 4-year starter, led the Mountain West and three-point shooting and all those different things. But I think it's just a collective effort. We have a lot of guys who can shoot the basketball. We have a lot of guys who can shoot the rim. So it's not all on one guy to kind of fill that void. It's definitely been just having a collective unit, and it showed really well.
How bizarre is it playing in front of nobody?
Yeah, it's different. You kind of lose that part of the game. Definitely have the energy of the crowd and things like that. But I think just at the end of the day, it's still basketball, and we're just out there having fun, enjoying it, just kind of kind of escape from some of the craziness of the world right now. So it's definitely a weird situation, but just happy to be out there playing.
Yeah, you may be playing in front of nobody in person, but you're going to play in front of a lot of eyeballs television-wise this year. 18 of your 20 Mountain West games are scheduled for national TV. There's high expectations for this team with the transfer guys coming in and your return. Leon Rice is obviously an established coach and knows what he's about. Obviously, this year, maybe more than any other, it's day by day and game by game. But how do you approach the season amidst those expectations and knowing that there'll be a lot of attention paid to you?
Yeah, I think for sure. I think we've honestly deserved those expectations, and I think just for us, our expectation is to win, and I think just from the hard work and the talent that we have on this team, we know that we're in every game and every team to give us our best shots. We have to go out there and compete, give it our all, and it definitely is a weird time where we don't know if games are going to get swept or whatnot. It's kind of just a lot of unknowns. You just got to kind of really make sure to appreciate every single day and enjoy just being together with the guys and just kind of just going with the flow and kind of seeing what happens. Kind of that, like I said, Coach Rice as well. That's so unknown and I think we really adopted that for this team.
David kind of touched on the BYU win over San Diego yesterday. BYU got up by 17 in the first half. San Diego State fought them and then ended up losing by 10 at home. And you win over BYU on the road. They've gone on to not, well, I guess they've lost one other game. They beat Utah and are playing very well. Do you pay much attention to the early season? Not many non-conference games this year. Do you pay much attention to that?
Not really. I just try to kind of focus on ourselves. I think definitely you got to keep an eye out for the league and kind of see how other teams are doing. But you got to just kind of focus on yourself at this point and kind of just make sure that you continue to improve every single day. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these early games are very important. It's kind of when you get down to crunch time and the end of the season and the conference where you want to be playing your best ball.
And the Broncos game scheduled for this week against Santa Clara was canceled. They open up conference play next week with games Monday and Wednesday at Extra Mile Arena against New Mexico. Derek Alston from the Bronco basketball team joining us here on Bronco Tailgate Show. Derek, very much appreciated. I know we got to run off to practice, so work hard and get ready for the game on Monday. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
All right, very, very well spoken. Derek Alston, a heck of a player and potentially a bright future in the NBA. Good kid.
Yes, he is a very good kid and a tremendous leader. And, it was Jessup and Austin last year or nobody just about. And this year they can spread out the scoring, spread out the defense. They got some length. I think it's going to be a good team.
Yeah, the three-point shooting, though, somebody, you don't have to necessarily be Justinian Jessup was the Mountain West all-time three-point shooter, but maybe it's Max Rice. Maybe it's
Rice, maybe, but that kid Shaver from the University of Portland can shoot the three.
Yeah, and he's been held out of a couple of games so far. So once they get all the pieces and parts, and then Dutree and Ivory, the other two transfers so far ineligible, but the NCAA keeps loosening the reins and restrictions on eligibility for those guys seemingly every couple of weeks. So keep your fingers crossed. There's no announcement coming today, is the official word from the Boise State folks, but they might at some point in time in the very near future be added to the mix as well. So Broncos opening up conference play Monday at home against New Mexico. We take a quick break here on the Bronco Tailgate Show, then we bring in Bob Beeler for his Star to Watch, and we take a look at some of the conference championship action still to come tonight. Take a quick look at the games still in progress as well. So a couple of those games coming out of halftime now. More coming up on the Bronco Tailgate Show on the Coca-Cola Bronco Radio Network from Learfield, IMG College.
Hey Bronco Nation, great news! Costa Vida has now opened a new location in the Boise Entertainment District at 1666 South Entertainment Avenue. Drop by to grab some crunchy nachos, delicious grilled chicken tacos, or a classic sweet pork burrito. The best food starts with the best ingredients. So stop in today to any Treasure Valley Costa Vida location for the best fresh mix. Made your way exactly as you love it. Fresh and crazy good. Go Broncos! Revolutionary is nothing new to Case Construction. Creating the world's first fully integrated backhoe loader, Case Construction continues to innovate with a full line of B-Series wheel and track skid steers, the M-Series crawler dozer, CX-Series excavators, wheel loaders, graders, and a full complement of Leica Geosystem machine control solutions to gain the most productivity from your investment. Just like the Boise State Broncos, Case Construction is destined to win. Visit Burke's Tractor Company, your Case Construction Red Zone dealer in the Treasure and Magic Valleys.
It's back, the return of the prestigious Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, honoring college sports excellence across all competitive divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow along with L Directors Cup on Twitter or online to see which school will be taking home a first place trophy in June for their season-long success. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, a premier institutional award jointly launched in 1993 by USA Today and NACDA.
You might have heard Coke Zero Sugar has the refreshing, great Coke taste you know and love, minus the sugar and with 0 calories. And you might be thinking, real Coke taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories sounds too good to be true. That's understandable. Some people just don't believe it. Until they try it, that is. If you're ready to enjoy delicious refreshment in a whole new way with 0 calories and 0 sugar, pick up an ice-cold bottle of Coke Zero Sugar to try the real Coke taste of Coke Zero Sugar for yourself today.
The voice of the Broncos is News Talk 670 KDOI.
3rd and 3, Bachmeyer to throw it out of the left flat. Shakir makes the catch wide open at the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5. He'll be wrestled out of bounds around the 3-yard line. Everybody was looking to the right side. They slipped Shakir to the left side. Drayton Smith for Wyoming saves the touchdown.
Welcome back to the Bronco Tailgate Show. Dave Harvest and Paul Jay getting you ready for the Mountain West Championship game. Broncos and San Jose State. That's a 2:40 Mountain Time kick. Fox Television, Tim Brando, Petros Papadakis. And then on the